Okay, we're going to start with the introduction to In My Life by the Beatles. I'm going to play it once, twice for you, give you a sense of what it's meant to sound like, and then we'll break it up in sections and talk about how to play it and what the individual notes are, and we'll go from there. Okay, so that's one time through. I'll play it one more time. Okay, so it's a very simple melody. There's really only two chords that are going on in this intro, this 4-bar intro. It goes from A major to an E major, or an E7 is how we're playing it here. An E7 chord, so it's A major for 1 bar, E7 for 1 bar, and then that same exact phrase repeats. So it's a total of a 4-bar phrase. So let's look at right hand, left hand first. We're going to look at the right hand. The right hand melody in the beginning really just stays right in the key of A. All notes that are in the A major scale. And it starts out by outlining sort of an A major triad. So from the 3rd up to the A, so C sharp up to A, and then it sort of walks up the scale in a way. So C sharp, D, E, and then on the and of 4, which is anticipating the next measure, we're playing G sharp and D at the same time. So that's our E7, and the reason why that's our E7 chord is because the G sharp and the D are the 3rd and the 7th, the guide tones, of an E7. So we're going to have our E, the root, down in the bass. So that first measure, and you saw me fumble there for a second, I think that's actually me figuring out the fingering that would be most appropriate there. Thumb, first finger on C sharp, up to the 5th for A. And then I would just walk up with my fingers already where they are. 1, 2, 3. And then for that chord, that 2-note chord, 5 and 2. G sharp, 5th finger, D, 2nd finger. And that's our entire right hand for this intro, because it's going to repeat again in measure 3. Okay, and if you had noticed maybe, I think the first time I played it, I played the G sharp down the octave as well. So I think I played something like this the first time. Okay, just doubling that melody down the octave. Pretty common device. Now the left hand is where it gets a little bit trickier. But remembering that we're pretty much going to be staying in the key of A, no outside notes are going to be filtering in yet, and we're sort of just outlining the chord, sort of landing on the root, and then outlining something above it, outlining more of that chord above. So I'm going to show you the basic left hand first, and then I'll show you, the one little thing that I did that sort of deviates from the record and starts to get into some of those jazz extensions, ninths and things like that. So the left hand starts on A, and it just walks up 5, 1, right? So it's just that octave with the 5th in the middle. And then it sort of walks down like the A pentatonic scale, the A, the 5-note major scale starting on A, and then it walks down the E. So here's what's happening functionally. It's starting on A major, outlining the A major, going up to A, and then this internal line that walks down sort of. And when we get to that E, we do the 1, 5, 1, root, 5th, the root, going down to the E, which is outlining that E major chord, the E7 chord. So in full, it sounds like this. And then there's the little tag at the end where it goes from the leading tone back up to the A to begin the phrase again. So I'm going to put hands together. We'll play it very slowly, right hand and left hand, and watch how we're outlining the A and then the E7. And again. All right, now the one little thing in the music that you might see and the thing that I played in the beginning that's a slight bit different is I added the ninth. It's a sound that I really like. So my left hand especially uses this voicing a lot. Instead of 1, 5, 1, a lot of the times in my left hand I'll play 1, 5, and I'll go up to the 9th, just to add another color effect to the chord. And the difference is to me, it stands out a little bit. So the difference between an A major triad spelled straight up and the A major triad with that 9th in the voicing. You know, that note does sort of ring out to me. I hear it, it stands out against this straight triad. So that's what I added, walking up the 9th, and then the line that we just learned. And if we put that together, so let's play that a couple times together. I'm going to play the phrase. It's a 4-bar phrase, as we said, and I'm going to play that twice, so a total of 8 bars. I'm going to go very slow. If you'd like to try playing along, if you think you're ready, you can give it a shot. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, and this last time through that I played it, you can see I went to the octave, the G sharp in octaves at the very end there. Okay, so practice that section, practice those 2 bars, 4 bars, loop it over and over again, play it as one continual loop like we just did. And once you've mastered those 2 bars, which again are in essence 4 bars, they're going to repeat a couple more times through the piece, so you'll already have that learned and you won't have to go back and relearn a new section.